What's going on? It's Matt Citron, and you watching ThisIs50.com. Let's get it.
Yo, what's good? It's DJ Thorough, aka Thorozano, the bridge to the streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets right here on ThisIs50.com. Like always, I got another special guest. Introduce yourself.
It's Matt Citron from Atlanta, Georgia.
From Atlanta, Georgia. Matt Citron. Is that anything like Jimmy Neutron? Any relation?
Nah, man, it's like Matt Citron. Nothing else like
Nothing else? What does that name stem from?
That name basically, I was blessed enough to have my parents give me that name, you feel me? So Matt Citron, it actually dates back. Citron is actually Jewish. So,
Okay.
but it's Jewish because I think it was like back at one part in, I think it was at one point like a Jewish part of Russia was actually invaded by like France or something like that. And so Citron's a French word. And so it was kind of adopted by that.
Originally, you used to play ball, correct?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, my whole life grew up playing ball down in Atlanta.
Okay.
The circus down there.
That's basketball.
Basketball with the Atlanta Celtics. Started off in like a real young age. It's funny because people go to me, when did you start playing basketball? I don't remember when I started playing. And then I went back and looked at videos, and there was like, they had the little tight goals, and I was like 2 years old, 1 year old, like dunking it in the thing. So like before I could even make memories, I was playing basketball.
Playing ball.
So that was my whole life, man. And I was the type of kid that I would wake up, like 4:30, like go work out before school, and then after the practice at 6, I'd be there till like 8, and I was just so obsessed with it and just such a passion for it. But that crossed over the same kind of mindset I take to my music. Yeah.
Right. What made you want to start rapping before you knew you wanted to to do that? Like what got you into hip hop?
Right. My whole life I've been in love with hip hop.
Okay.
Before I even started it, I've been in love with Outkast, Ludacris, T.I. Back when I was playing, I used to love listening to the New York Cats.
Okay.
Always mention that. And so I was always in love with hip hop. And like you said, it ties in with basketball. When I'm working out, and when I'm like doing ball handling drills and got the headphones in at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm listening to hip hop. That's what's keeping me going. The rhythm of it even helps. Like I used to dribble to the beat and stuff, And so like I was always in love with it. And then when I was like probably 16 years old, because I always remember my whole life being like, man, it'd be so dope to be a musician. Like I remember trying playing guitar one time, but I was so ADD, I couldn't stick to it. I just like was always all over the place. But I think I was like 15, 16, and one of my good friends at the time, I saw him freestyling at like this party or something, and I was looking at it. I remember in that moment I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
And we just started doing it with him, and like every single day we would do it. It was just fun, and so we would do it for like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours straight. After school, in between games, stuff like that. And so we would just like freestyle this off the top of the head, and it was funny because it was never like, oh, now this is what I want to do. It was like I was just enjoying myself. And it's funny, like the whole 10,000 hours thing, like you don't realize what you're putting in until once you get to where you want to go. You look back on it, I'm like, damn, bro, like we used to rap for like 6 hours straight for no reason.
For no reason, right?
Exactly.
Because you loved it. Right.
Exactly. And now those are the kind of things that have crafted me and molded me into the artist I am today and the artist I'm becoming and will continue to strive to be. So that was really it. It was always just like a passion. It was never to me like, oh, I want to do this because I want to make money, or I want to do this because I want to be this certain type of person. It was like, I just really enjoy doing this. And I think that crosses over to everything in my life. Like, I never want to be something I'm not.
Right.
I'm never going to be out here trying to be something I'm not. So that was, it was just like, I picked it up and it was like, damn, this shit's awesome.
Well,
so,
whatever you're doing, you did it right because you got the attention of DJ Greg Street.
Yeah.
From Atlanta, big radio DJ in Atlanta for everybody that don't know or whatever.
Yeah.
How did you get on his radar? Because he doesn't just deal with anybody.
Yeah. So Greg Street, obviously an Atlanta legend. I was in, it was right before I left Adelphi, maybe I was coming up on it 2 years ago now. And I had someone from back home. It was like a real random connection somehow, but this painter in Atlanta, Gilbert Young, who is also a legend in his own right. He's done a lot of big things. He delivered a painting to Barack Obama in the White House of him. It was the only portrait of a president that's been signed by the president. So Gilbert Young's a big deal in Atlanta. It was a big deal in the civil rights movement, and he's like 73 years old. And so he caught wind of my music and he listened to it, and he was like, "I love this stuff. Like I love it." and he was like, I need to introduce this kid to Greg Street because he had painted a painting for him like a while back.
Right.
And so there was like 2 or 3 times where I met up with Gilbert and I was supposed to meet Greg Street, but Greg Street didn't show up. And so one time I go over to Gilbert's house and he's telling me I'm there to meet Greg Street, but really what Gilbert did was he didn't tell Greg I was there. He told Greg he was there to pick up a painting, and because Greg doesn't want to deal with working with different rappers and stuff like that, because he's doing his thing, and like he's just found that like he doesn't want to deal with a lot of the mess.
Right.
And so
The politics,
right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so he comes over and he sees me sitting there and he's like, oh, okay, what's up, how's you doing? And then I played a music for him. They just played in some headphones, and like I could kind of tell he was vibing with it, but he kept a pretty like poker face with it. And then he gave me his email and his phone number, and he heard the music. Like we took a picture together just in front of the painting that Gilbert was, finessed him into come over to come pick it up to meet me. And then like 2 or 3 days later, so I was like, okay, like let's see what's up. So he's like, yeah. It was kind of just like an introduction. Never really thought. 2 or 3 days later, he's like, let's get it. Let's start pushing. Like I want to help you out. And so he like just took me under his wing.
Wow.
He introduced me to a lot of people. He helped me get in with, it just really gave me so much game because he's been around everything.
Through that, you got signed with Sony.
Yeah.
So
So basically, with that, because like coming up as a kid, that had been through the basketball politics,
right,
that had been through a lot of things, I was very worried about a lot of stories I heard about people signing to labels, right? And so when basically how it came about was Greg Street, he sent my music around to a bunch of people, and what happened was he sent it to D and Shadow, D Sonoram and Shadow Stokes at Brooklyn Nights, and they've been doing their thing forever. Like they're huge, they're legends in their own right. And so Shadow hit him back like the next day and was like, I love this stuff. Like I want to work with this kid. And so they had just put their sub label under Sony. And so the thing with it was like, I wasn't just gonna jump in to a record deal right off the bat, because I was like, I'm not gonna just jump in with nobody cares about me. I don't have like the buzz yet. But what made it so special to me was that D and Shadow called me and had like a 30-minute conversation. D called me at 30 minutes conversation. They flew down to Atlanta, like they spent time with me, rocked out with me, and I could tell that it wasn't gonna be just like a typical like I'm never gonna talk to the head of my label.
Right.
It was a family for me. Like these guys are my brothers. They got big things going on. D and Shadow got big things going on. They come to my shows. Shadow calls me every single day. I didn't even feel like I was stepping into a record label. It was like these guys support me.
Coming from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta right now musically, when people think music from hip hop from Atlanta, they think trap. It's all that's the first thing coming. Even being the DJ, seasoned DJ. First thing I think, Atlanta is predominantly ran by trap, street rappers, look at me, I'm flashy, I got your bitch in my lap,
Yeah.
Where do you fit in with that? Are you carrying that tradition, or you're left field? Because
I'm smiling so hard right now because I get this question like every single interview I do.
Right.
But here's the thing, people from out, I'm gonna keep giving the same answer. People from outside Atlanta look at Atlanta and they see what's going on, and they think that's Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta in the music scene, there is more hip hop love in Atlanta than like in a lot of places. I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes at certain shows, there's more hip hop love in Atlanta than there is in New York.
So if you had to describe your style, what type of music do you do? How would you define it if you had to?
I think that I'm kind of unraveling as I'm making, because right now I only have like really 3 tracks off of this next project coming out, and the project I'm about to put out is 10 songs, so it's not incredibly long. So I think you're gonna start to get a taste, but I think that I'm constantly evolving. But really what I try to represent it as is it's very raw. There's a lot of influence from a lot of like heavy hip hop stuff, but as it comes along, you're gonna start to see the diversity in what I'm doing, and so it's hard for me to pinpoint it, because if I can't really find another artist that's making the exact kind of music I'm making. But yeah, it's very raw, it's very honest. I try to just be very personal with my music.
Let's talk about the project.
Right.
What's the name of the project?
The project is Final Moments of Forever, And so that comes out.
I like that. Who thought of that?
That's me.
You
Yeah.
thought of everything.
I wrote other than the features. I write everything. I
You
wrote
sure
the
Clinton
title.
Miller didn't help you?
Huh?
No, I'm fucking with you.
What's that?
Clinton Miller. You sure he didn't help you with that?
Oh nah, man. Nah. Yo, but
Because you
shouts
know
out
he's
to
in
him.
Atlanta writing for a lot of people.
Yeah, nah, man. Nah, I would never.
Right.
I never will ever let. If the day it comes for me to have like, if
Not even a hook?
If I can, yeah. See the thing. If I can vibe out with someone, like, cause I love vibing out with other musicians. So if I'm vibing out in like different melodies and stuff, like, that's cool with me, because that's just a creative process,
Right.
and I'm not trying to be stuck in my own ways. But if it's like the lyrics themselves, like, if it comes to the point where I can't write my own verses anymore, I'm not gonna be rapping anymore.
Wait, well, it's a lot of people who shouldn't be rapping if that's the case.
I'm not gonna talk down on that.
You know?
I'm not gonna talk down on them, because I think that there's a lot to be said of, like, look, man, like, that's like, look, if you got people writing your verses for you, that's cool. You want to make music, you want to doing that, that's cool. But you're not a lyricist. Don't
Right.
ever say you're a lyricist. If you got people writing your verses, don't ever say I'm a raw lyricist. If you're a raw lyricist, you'd write your own fucking lyrics.
Right.
You know, and so like anyone can feel any kind of way about that, because there's been a lot of stuff about ghostwriters in the past few months and whatnot. But it's like, look, man, you can be an incredible artist, but don't say you're like the rawest lyricist out
write it, right.
if you didn't write your lyrics. I think that this last album that Meek Mill put out, shit was fire.
Okay.
Like, I was like
Shout out
just
to Meek.
super with it, you know?
Right.
And I also really respect Drake. I think he's like the great.
But allegedly he doesn't.
Because of his ability to create songs, his ability to captivate fans, his ability to make it not just about the music, his ability to connect with people. Drake's changed people's lives for the better, you know?
Right.
And so I respect him to the utmost degree. And I also really respect Drake and Meek Mill, whether they didn't like each other at the moment, for doing something super hip hop.
Right.
You know, like, they came at each other in lyrics, you know?
Well,
like,
that's hip hop in general.
exactly,
right?
but
Right.
we haven't had that in a lot of time. It's been a lot of Twitter, like
Right.
going
That's
back and
because
forth.
the dudes that's doing Twitter can't rap, so that's a defense for that. You gotta tweet it because you
but
can't spit.
I think it's exciting. It's exciting to see stuff like that. You know, it's
Right.
exciting for that, and I think that it makes the whole thing fun, and it's a sport at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, it's a sport, you know.
All
So
right. So back to your music. What is it? What are the records that you have out now? What are they called? The singles.
I got 404 out right now, which has Side of the Prince and Money Making Neat, produced by Justin Padron.
Okay.
And then I have out Stay Down and Save My Soul, which were both produced by the legendary Buck Wild.
I have this segment on my show, right?
Yeah,
It's called On the Spot.
on the spot.
You know what that means?
It means I'm about to.
That means you're on the spot. It's DJ
Listen,
Thorough.
listen.
Hottest in the street. This is 50.com. We need to hear some bars. Let's go.
All right, listen. Checking for the shit I'm doing lately, what I'm brewing lately on my own time. Had me waiting by the phone line. Guess it might have been the wrong time. 2012, I kept the pedal pushing, all the setting with it, but it's in the past. Now they see me in it, give me daps. Only one that's really in the facts. Girl, you kept me humble. You were back in London. Called me drunk when you would tell me who to love. Really only get the feeling when I think I'm not the only one. I was on a trip, I had to get a grip. I'm headed to the road, heavy metal flows. Tell them but they know, we can make it real, we can really make it go. I've been doing this shit, driving around the whole crew in that whip. Keeping scores is that green and cold when they see the boy, man, 02 in that shit. Those opinions never worry about them. Said they talking shit I never heard about them. Talking, got a liquor kick and get the bourbon out of my, the word of mouth, I know they heard about them. Whoa. Listen, I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something. No, let me actually. I got something for you right now.
Let's do it.
Listen.
My feet is up. I'm good.
Listen. This is regular rhythm. I got a venom and a cinnamon in them. I got a better than daddy. You better telephone a better medic. I'm about to get him and kill him with every syllable. This is getting criminal, living a dream. You know it's never what it seems. Only really a genius splitting it with a team. Slip me another red pill. I'm at the top of your neck. I think I'm a hair still. I might go pack in the deck with all kings. No Canada, all things. And hand that the hell dealt was all that I could need. But fuck all that fast rap. Cheddar chasing rats to keep my pockets fat like backpacks. Text her on the phone, I tell her send a text to Snapchat. You send a dick pic and like a hat, you get no snapback. My girls, they hate me, so they drop it like the NASDAQ. Can't do that fighting like your Brady, girl, you passed that. And if I had to pick six, I'ma smash that. Take them all the way, you in my house, or score an ass slap. Good game, well done, you made me proud. My raps are clippers on Anthony Davis, made them browse. They Google me, they're like, who is he? He the fucking truth. I kill stages and murder the motherfucking booth.
Wow. Yo,
Citron.
Atlanta sounds like this too. Don't get it construed. Atlanta sounds like that
It
too.
does.
Atlanta sounds like that too.
We're here.
That's what it is.
ATL, baby.
Hey, he said it. If anybody want to get in contact with you, you may need to write for a couple
Listen.
people. That was fire right there.
Call me, bro. If you
How
want
can they get in
lyrics,
contact
call
with you?
me. I would
Social-
never hate on you for ghostwriting if I'm the one doing it.
What if Drake calls you?
Let's get it. Drake's my boy. Let's get it.
So if anybody want to get in contact with you through social media, book you for shows,
Yeah.
write some of that fire,
Yeah.
what have you, how can they get in contact
Listen,
with you?
okay. Take out your phones right now. I'm looking at you. Take out your phones and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, social media. Everything is Matt Citron MTZ. It's MattCitronMTZ. Follow me. Check out the music. Got the music coming out very soon. The whole project, the 3 tracks already out. By the time you watch this, might even be some more music out. Who knows? You might watch this in 20 years from now. You got to go back and see what we all about.
Right.
But listen, man. Yeah, follow me. Keep spreading the love. I feel blessed to be out here today. Thank you guys for having me here. I always love being in New York City. It's like a second home to me. So,
Right.
Yeah, man.
And what's the name of the project one more time so they get it? They got
Final
it.
Moments of Forever. And you got to listen to the whole thing to really understand what that means.
And where's that going to be available?
It's going to be available on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, everywhere you can get music. It's going to be out there.
And that's distributed by? Is it
Distributed by my boys at
Okay.
Brooklyn Nights,
Okay.
D and Shadow.
Okay.
Let's get it. Yeah.
Hey, there it is, man. Matt Citron, DJ Thorough, hottest in the street. This is 50.com.
Let's get it.
When you see us, one knee us. Pay respects.